Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a challenge that you've probably heard of, and one of you actually suggested it. It's that every room is a different budget in The Sims 4. We're gonna have a range from like $100 to thousands of dollars. So we could end up with like a kitchen that can't even afford any of the appliances, or like the smallest bathroom with the biggest budget. There's a wide range of outcomes, and it's definitely going to be another silly challenge. So I've actually already built us a house. I was just kind of making one for fun last night, and I realized that I could actually use it for one of our challenges. It has lots of rooms, and they're also pretty big rooms, so it would really suck if we got 100 simoleons to furnish this huge living room. We'd probably only have enough for the wallpaper and the flooring, so this will definitely be an interesting one. Without further ado, let's go head over to the number generator. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to make the minimum maybe $500. We can always change it, but I think if we go any lower than that, we will only be able to afford the wallpaper and the flooring. And for the max, I was gonna do 10,000, but that might be a little low actually. I want to have a big number like 15,000, so then there's a possibility that we have too much money. I just realized that the game deleted all my terrain paint, which is really annoying, but you know, it's The Sims 4. We just expect it at this point. I don't know. I think first I'm going to generate a budget for the front porch, and that budget is going to be... Okay, so in this moment when I was editing, I realized my face cam covers the budget. So yeah, like I can't move it. That's how it is throughout the video. But I say the budget every time, and obviously I'm not lying because I didn't know at this time that my cam was hiding it. So I'm so sorry, but please believe me and enjoy the video. 13,000? That's a big number. I wish we got that for the living room, not the tiny front porch, but it's okay. Okay, I had to move a little sim in to set the budget, and now our trees are done. So just ignore that. Anyway, so our exact budget is 13,090. So let's go ahead and set it. I'm doing that just using the UI cheats extension mod. It's very helpful for someone who likes to kind of micromanage things, like changing your Sims needs. Anyway, where do we start? Okay, let's get some outdoor seating. This seems to be like our most expensive bench. What outdoor tables do we have? Or you know what? Instead of a table, we can do a little campfire. I feel like that's super nice and cozy. Unfortunately, mailboxes are $0, so that doesn't really help us out, but we could get this $320 trash can. When I was thinking of doing this video, I was deciding if I should do in every room is a different budget, or if I should do in every tiny home is a different budget. I obviously chose every room, but if you guys would like to see more tiny home challenges, just let me know. You could give some suggestions. One thing we can do to really drain our budget is to get a swing set. This would be a horrible idea as a welcome mat, but it's the most expensive tiny rug that I could find. You know what? The gemology table is fairly expensive, and I could see them using that out here. It seems like a nice little space. We have about 6,500 simoleons left. I was thinking about doing like a basketball court. Maybe if we delete that tree right there, then we can kind of squeeze it in right here. And I'm gonna go through at the end and add on my terrain paint back so you guys can have it when I post this to the gallery. But for now, we're just gonna have to deal with it. I feel like this is starting to look a little bit messy. I don't think I realized that this is actually a very big budget for outside. Ooh, what if we make a little area for like a dog training course? It's going to be kind of small, but I think we'll have enough room. There we go. It's just like a little playpen area. This is definitely looking interesting so far. It seems like a really nice family home though, and we only have 54 simoleons left. I would love to try to use every last penny if I can. You know what? I have a really good idea. We can raise this lump of coal. Oh, actually slots. I didn't know that. We can raise a couple of these up. Maybe like these are some rocks for their project. We can even put some other crystals up here too. I think that's super cool. And then we only have 4 simoleons left. But maybe we can use these little paws. They're 1 simoleon each. So we can just put 4 of these right along this wall. Yeah, that's actually kind of cute because it's right next to the dog area. So it's not like completely random. And we have reached 0 simoleons. It's super nice. We have a full basketball court. This porch looks really nice. Definitely a lot of stuff going on. Now let's go inside. We have our big living room area, which is really scary to me. I'm really hoping that we get lucky on this one too, because this is a big room, you guys. Oh, No, this is so bad. This is so bad. Okay, I think that like automatically rules out a TV for us. I don't even know. I think we just have to go and see what we can afford. Okay, 1714. Let's go with the cheapest possible flooring and cheapest wallpaper. It looks like it's $2. Okay. We have that basic paint or we have a wallpaper, which I think is super pretty. And I hardly ever use this. I think that we should give it a try. And you know, since we have so many bedrooms, I was thinking that this is actually the grandparents' home and they all live together with their kids and their grandkids. Oh my gosh, I forgot that we had these TVs from Debug that are literally only 25 simoleons. I think that we can go with that because like I said, these are grandparents and maybe they just have their old TV from however long ago. We do have to use some pretty cheap items, unfortunately. I really hate the TV stand. It's so cheap, but like I just can't stand the colors on it. This one's only 10 more simoleons and it looks a lot better. Let's find a rug. I think that would take up a lot of the space. Since this is such a big room, we have a lot to fill. Okay, that other couch was just too plain for me. This Dream Home Decorator one's a little bit more expensive, but at least it adds some color in this place. So originally I planned to put a desk in one of these corners. Clearly that's not going to happen. I was thinking maybe a bookshelf, but they're so expensive. But if we use this table, we can just put a bookshelf on it. A lot cheaper that way. Paintings are so expensive. This plant's kind of nice. Wait, there's actually a cheaper one. The cottage living one is super cheap, right? Yeah, it's actually the same price. And this one I think fits the vibes a lot better. This is like one of my favorite rugs and it's also only 15 simoleons. Okay, we're getting pretty far with only 1700 simoleons for this big of a room. I think it's turning out pretty good. Maybe we could add in a dog bed somewhere. We have enough for a knitting basket. I think that would be kind of cute to add out here and at least they have some sort of hobby to do. We only have 10 simoleons left. Okay, so there are these chairs for actually 10 simoleons. I think these are kind of ugly to be honest. We could just squeeze it in, you know? It'll use up every last simoleon and the living room's done. It's definitely interesting. I don't really know what's going on here, but at least it is like a living room. It just has a funky choice of decoration. I'm going to be doing this tiny little bathroom next. It's so small. I think it's gonna be a half bath. So a budget on the cheaper side won't be too bad. If anything, a big budget would be an issue. So let's go to the number generator and find out. Here we are again. Let's go ahead and spin for that half bath. Okay, 1015. Honestly, I'm happy with it. I actually don't know if that's gonna be enough, but I think it might be perfect. Let's set our budget, 1015. We have a lot of options that are only 2 simoleons. Let's just go ahead and put in the toilet and the sink. I'll start with the cheapest ones first, and then we can just move up from there. You know, we technically could fit a shower in actually. I just don't know if it's necessary because we have 4 bedrooms and one of them is an ensuite, which means 3 people would be sharing a shower. Okay, let's put a shower in this one then. But honestly, look how much we're fitting in here. This is looking really good. We have 93 simoleons left. I like the idea of putting this basket on the toilet right there. Oh my gosh, wait, never mind. I completely forgot to put curtains. And normally I wouldn't mind, but this is the bathroom. They're kind of important. We only have these big ones from Eco Lifestyle, but it honestly does add a lot to the room. And they're actually kind of cute. I like the green. Matches the rest of our color scheme. And then for 8 simoleons, this is exactly 8 simoleons. We could honestly throw that on the sink right there. But yeah, that's it for our 1015 simoleon bathroom. But now we're going to be moving into the kitchen right here. And this is a scary one. We really need a lot for this because counters are expensive. The fridge is obviously expensive. The stove, the sink. Let's just hope for the best. We've been rolling low, so hopefully we'll be high this time. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. 2071. That's not good. That is not good. Why have we been rolling so low? The max is 15,000. Let's see if this is even possible. I'm really starting to regret using this build because the rooms are so big and we clearly don't have enough to fill it up. I really want to use a wallpaper that's a little bit busy since I already know we're not going to be able to decorate it much. Even the dirt is $4. That's a bad sign. We only have 1900 simoleons already. Okay, the cheapest fridge is $215 and it's really disgusting. The cheapest stove is $235 and also very disgusting. Okay, that's how it would look if we use the cheapest appliances. I would hate to do that. I'm going to try to upgrade. That's with the better appliances. The counters shouldn't be too much more actually because these ones from Horse Ranch are super cheap, but they're also kind of ugly, so So I don't know how many times I've changed my mind in the last 5 minutes, but I think I'm going to use these new counters from the swatch update. They're not new counters, new swatches. It's still very sad and kind of beige in here, but I don't know why. The only good colors are expensive. So this is just what we're stuck with. Okay, this little rug is 0 simoleons from Debug, so it's definitely important to use our Debug items. If you notice, I didn't put a fire alarm because they are 75 simoleons, and that's kind of a lot. But a little fire once in a while doesn't hurt anyone, right? And that actually brings us down to only 3 simoleons again, which means paw prints. We can place 3 perfectly right over this archway, and now we're at 0. This is such a small little kitchen and not the cutest maybe, and the house is definitely looking a bit empty, but I think that we're squeezing in a good amount of decoration considering the low budget, because it's definitely a struggle. But we do have a fairly small room next. It's the dining room, so I guess if we spend lower on this one, it's not gonna be too bad. So let's go back to the generator. Okay, here we go. No way. No way. I like how we're getting the expensive budgets for the least worthy rooms. Almost 1,400 for that small of a dining room. That might be kind of hard actually. So 13,961. That is our very big budget. See, now I want to use like expensive floors, but it won't match. We could do an expensive wallpaper though. Like if we do a simple one like that, we're gonna be using the most expensive dining table for sure. Oh my gosh, we could use the $1,000 chairs. They look so ugly though. Why am I like actually debating it? Like, no, we can't use those. I don't really know if you can access those chairs. It's definitely a tight squeeze. We definitely need some expensive artwork in here. This painting alone is $2,000. Wait, I like this one from Cats and Dogs. This one's 3,500 and I think it looks really nice. Ooh, this royal tea set, that's like perfect. Okay, real quick, I keep staring at this egg rug. I don't know why, but it just like seems so ugly to me now. I'm going to use the other one. It's cheaper, so I'm not like cheating or anything. Okay, much better, sorry. But yeah, we're almost done with the dining room. I think I just need a couple more expensive pieces of art. This one will take up a good chunk of our budget. There we go, that's kind of nice, I guess. This room is definitely an interesting one. Maybe we can hang this up above the archway. Like, I know it's a super fancy room, but there are a lot of kids in this house, so I like the idea of including it in here. Like, they have this super nice dining area, but they still want to tribute to their kids. And you know what, to really emphasize that, I think I'm gonna put this little like kids artwork on the table. Wait, I take that back. I think I forgot a pet dish. How much are those? 25? I might have to get rid of the kid artwork then. And I still want to make a tribute to the kids, so I'm going to use this shelf because we have enough money for one now. And look how cute that is. I love that. And we have 16 simoleons, and I think I'm just going to honestly use 2 sunscreens because they're 8 each. I honestly love this room just because of the kid shelf. I think that's super sweet. Anyway, now let's move on to, I think, this room over here, and I'm going to make that like a study. Okay, everyone, here we are. I'm really scared, okay? I'm just gonna like close my eyes. Oh my god! 12,718. That is so perfect. I'm so happy. Finally, we got lucky and we got a good budget. Okay, so 12,718. That is our budget. I want to do something cute in here, like that pink wallpaper. You know, maybe we can do what I did with one of my last builds where I have 2 desks, like one for the grown-ups and one for the children, especially because this is kind of like a family home. And this one's perfect. It has like the backpack and the school drawings. I'm gonna start off with a computer that's not too expensive because I want to add skill objects in here also, but we can see if we can upgrade once we're done decorating. And since these are older people, I want to add like a chair and the cross-stitching basket. I know not all old people cross-stitch, but I think it's just a cute idea. Maybe we can also add some kids toys, and I think that's a good idea because just in case we spend like a really low budget for the kids room, they'll still have some toys. You know what, we could put like school projects around, like they made those or something. I think this is turning out super cute so far. We still have a lot of our budget left, so I'm honestly going to spend it by upgrading our computer. We can get this super expensive one, and maybe this portable tablet for the kids. It's super cluttered in here, but I love it. I mean, this is like the only room in the house that has any decoration, and we just have 5 simoleons left. This happens to be 5 simoleons. I know that we've already used this in the dining room, but there are multiple kids in this house, so it makes sense that there would be more than one. It's super cute in here. There's a lot going on, but I kind of love it for that. But yeah, we're done with the office, and now I'm going to move on to this bedroom right here. Okay, let's go ahead and spin for our budget. It's going to be 11,368. Okay, we didn't move much, still a very high number. So I'm thinking of making the upstairs bedroom like a teen room, and then this one can be for kids. I think I might make it twins because honestly, I really want to use the bunk beds. Okay, that is super cute. I really like this color scheme so far. I really gotta start using more of our budget because we have a lot of money left. I think that 11,000 was maybe too much for the kids room. Maybe to use up some of the budget, we can add like a tablet. These kids are living the life. Ooh, we could fit in the Void Critter gaming set. I hardly ever use that, but it's pretty expensive. I thought this would be a super cute idea. I'm putting in this phone, but I want to pretend that it's like a toy phone. I feel like that's definitely something kids would like. And these kids are going to be getting some expensive artwork because we still got a lot of the budget left. I'm starting to get a little bit worried. I put this little speaker on the crafting table. This is not Minecraft. The arts and craft table, whatever it's called. Kind of like they're listening to music when they're drawing. We have 2,000 simoleons. What do I do? Maybe we should give them this Princess Cordelia head. That'd honestly be kind of creepy in a kid's room. The baby Yoda is so cute and it's also pretty expensive. And yeah, that's it for the kids room. I think this one turned out so cute. If this was my room, I would have had the time of my life. Like they literally have everything they could need. But now we're on to the grandparents' room, and I'm really hoping that we get a big budget for this because I wanted them to have a really nice, like elegant kind of room. Wait, before we move on, we have 2 simoleons left. I forgot we need to put the paw prints. Maybe we can just put them on this little corner since we only have 2 to put. Okay, back to the generator. Please give us a good budget. Okay, I saw it going down. That scared me. We got 6,094. I feel like that's not too bad. I just don't really know. The beds can be pretty expensive. I like how the kids' bedroom costs almost double the grandparents' room. Okay, so we can't go too expensive with the bed. This one is only 1,000, and that's definitely nice. It doesn't have the cutest swatches. Maybe we could do this one, but then we'd have to change the wallpaper. There we go, that's much better. I think that this room is coming together so cute. I was like originally a little bit worried about the budget, but honestly I think that this is perfect because it's also like not that big of a room. Now it's time to use our expensive paintings. We're kind of running out of them, so this challenge is so scary because it's so like hit or miss. You could end up with a room that's way too expensive or just not enough money at all. I think we've been getting pretty lucky. We can give them this really nice fancy mirror, and then we can use most of our budget up by using this little table to put this expensive clock on it. Maybe we can use the last of our money to find some clutter to put on the floor, or maybe this little rug. I think that actually fills in the best amount of space, and that leaves us with 4 simoleons. Do we have anything that's 4 simoleons? No, which means that we're using our paw prints. I don't mind. I like the paw prints personally. We can put them all along this wall. I hate the lighting glitches. I don't know why it's so bright in that corner. It's actually hurting my eyes. But yeah, that's it for the grandparents' room. We have to do their ensuite real quick now. It's a little bit of a weird shape. Hopefully we can fit everything we need. And hopefully it's also not too cheap or too expensive. Okay, I clicked that really quick. We got 11,993. Almost 12,000. That's actually really expensive. Why are we getting such high numbers? Okay, 11,993. Here we go. We have to use very expensive stuff here. The Home Chef Hustle tile is the most expensive. Oh shoot, I forgot to put curtains in the grandparents' room. I can't go back now because I used like the whole budget. So sorry about that. Okay, we have to use the most expensive shower, which looks like this one from Get Famous. The swatches aren't too bad. It's like a marble, which doesn't really like match, but it's okay. It's good enough. The most expensive sink is also from Get Famous, which is a little rough, honestly. The blue and the pink theme, it's not too bad. And I guess we've kind of used blue and pink throughout the house, so. Oh, the Swan Throne. Wow. They have a really fancy bathroom. And we still have 3,000 simoleons left. This might be tough because we have not a lot of room to work with. I wonder what would have been worse, having like not enough money or having too much. Wow, those are some fancy curtains. And they're also really ugly. And I hate this like trim at the top. Why is it so big? And there's like nothing better that's similar price. Whatever, it's already kind of a mess. Clearly they wanted a super fancy bathroom and that's what they got. Okay, I don't think we've used this painting yet, and that really helped us out. Now I think we're in the clear. We could add in this cute little plant on the sink, and then we just have 8 simoleons left, which you know what that means. Our famous sunscreen. Perfect. Okay, I think that we're done. Here is our almost 12,000 simoleon bathroom. Super fancy, and honestly, they deserve it. Anyway, now we're moving upstairs. I'm going to do this little hallway first. I'm really hoping this is a low number. Yes, perfect. Okay, I think that's actually really a perfect number because it's not too low, but it's also not high. So it was 3491. Ooh, and I can't carry up the wallpaper because of the wall trim. That kind of sucks. So it's not gonna match the downstairs. We can try and get it close maybe, like with something like this. Maybe that looks weirder, I don't know, but I'm just gonna go with it. Let's put in a cute little armchair. Let's also add in this end table. I really like the design on that one. We can put this like expensive pirate ship. A little bit odd, but it takes out a big chunk of our budget, and we don't really need much in this room, so. And we can make like our own little gallery wall. Add some nice little family pictures. You know what? I really wanted to add the jungle adventure mirror, but I think we don't have enough. Yeah, by a lot. We need 700. Maybe we can switch out the pirate ship for a cheaper clutter item, and then we can also fit our jungle adventure mirror. Because obviously that makes the room 10 times better. What if we put this little thing from Outdoor Retreat on the table? It's like so random, but maybe they got that from one of their camping trips as a family. Kind of have to play pretend when we do these challenges. Okay, 49 simoleons. We're getting close. Oh, you know what? I actually want to add in some dog toys because I don't think we have any in the house, actually. We can add in this chicken one, maybe this yarn ball one. This one's super cute and it's a little more expensive. Honestly, super cute stairway. I mean, it's kind of random, but I just feel like it's cozy. Like, this seems more realistic to me. Anyway, let's go ahead and do the teens bedroom next. I'm hoping for like a mid-range budget. We don't need too much for the teens room. 10,000? 10,000 might be a little too much. We've been getting very lucky. Should I make this less? Maybe I should make it like 12,000. Then let's see what we get, because I've been getting way too big of numbers and I want maybe a little bit of a challenge. 3,590. Honestly, that's kind of similar to what we just had, but that'll definitely be harder, so I want to use that one. Sorry for cheating a little bit, but I was making it harder on myself, not easier, so. Ooh, we could use a cool wallpaper like this one. Ooh, this bed swatch matches the wallpaper pretty well. Actually, I'm thinking of giving the teen a full bed. I kind of do that often for my teens anyway. And yeah, I believe that this is the pan swatch of the bed. Ooh, this is a really fancy dresser. Tell me why this rug matches perfectly too. It's so colorful in here, I'm living for it. This is such a nice wall decoration. I haven't seen this one yet. This is also from the Pride Swatch update, and tell me that's not one of like the better items they've ever made. Okay, we actually ran out of money a lot faster than I thought, but I was still able to squeeze like everything I wanted in here. I want to like make the family for this house because I am falling in love with them even though they don't even exist. We can put in these letters. Those are 10 simoleons, and now we just have 2 simoleons left. You guys already know the drill. We can even make them pink. What if we make one pink and one blue? That's so cute. Okay, now we're done. That is it for the teens bedroom. I love this one. This one is super cute. I don't even know what room's my favorite. I've been liking a lot of them. Maybe the kids room might be my favorite. That one's super fun, but we're not done yet, so let's wait and see. We are on to the parents bedroom. Here we are again. Let's just go ahead, see what we get. 11,942. That is so high. Guys, I want to roll again. I want to get a low number, to be honest. I'm sabotaging myself at this point because that's like almost the max. I'm doing it. 3,409. That's exactly what we just got, basically. I don't know. You guys might get mad at me. I'm doing it. Okay, you know what? I think that the generator just wants me to have 3,000 simoleons. I don't know what's going on. It's either 11,000 or 3,000. Specifically, it's 3,109. But maybe I'll have to try this challenge again, and I'll have to make it extra hard. I think for the parents' room, I might go with like a green theme. This bedroom is definitely a little bit of a weird layout. I just really wanted this to be the parents' room since it has the big window, but I think it might actually be one of the smaller ones. I love the Dream Home Decorator furniture. It just looks so clean, like IKEA furniture. Although sometimes I feel like it looks kind of plasticky. Oh shoot, I had my shaders off again. I always do that. You think I would be able to notice because it looks so much worse without them. I love adding the shoe items in my builds. It just seems like super realistic to me. There we go. We got some nice clutter. We still have almost 1,000 simoleons left, so we're doing pretty good on our funds. Shoot, I almost forgot curtains again. These ones are nice and big and cover up the big window, but the other small windows I don't have the money for. Okay, with this dog bed, we are at 34 simoleons. Maybe we could just add in this cool little photo collage, and with 5 simoleons we can put this above the dog bed. I think that's super cute. And 9 simoleons we can do, maybe we can put like a dog right above it. Like that's his little dig pile. That's adorable. I love that. And for our last 4 simoleons, we can do our little paws. This one is super cool. I like how this is a different vibe. Every bedroom has a different vibe. It really shows like different personality for each of the Sims. This room is definitely a little more modern, which I think makes sense since this is like the next generation. But yeah, last but not least, we have the patio. I I know that we had a lot of rooms today, so thank you for hanging in. We're almost done. Let's go see what our budget for outside is. Okay, this one I would like to be a little bit bigger because I want to have a pool. So it'll be 10,514. Okay, that's pretty high. That's on the higher end. Once again, we got so lucky with this. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more chaos. I mean, I know the living room and the kitchen are kind of like dull looking, but other than that, like the other rooms, they're just normal rooms, to be honest. Okay, 10,514 for the budget. I should probably add my terrain paint back. That got deleted. I think I had it like this. I don't fully remember. Oh my gosh, the pool just took half of our budget almost. Good thing we rolled high. Ooh, we could even get a diving board. I never use these, but they're so fun. I should definitely add them more often. We can get some turtles in the pool, a little baby one, and a little floaty. That rainbow one is super cute. Love when the game has pastels. I definitely want to throw in a barbecue. This one is super nice from Desert Lux. And of course, we need some outside seating, maybe like a picnic table. Ew, that one's dirty, not that one. I wouldn't be surprised if they had even more family that's not in this household. So maybe we could add 2 benches. I added in whatever this is, I don't know. Maybe the kids made it. I think it's supposed to be like a pirate. Maybe we can put like beach towels, kind of like they're laying out here. That's so funny. I used to do that with my siblings. When it was like a hot day, we would get a towel and just lay outside. Definitely some core memories. A little hopscotch would be fun also. I feel like this is the house that all the family members would come to whenever they have like get-togethers. We have 1,000 simoleons left. I honestly don't know what else to add. Ooh, maybe some monkey bars. That takes up like almost all of our budget. We could even get a little cooler out here for those summer days. And if we use these handmade garden pots, we'll be able to use 2 of them. And then we only have 1 simoleon. Paw prints can go right above the door. How cute is this backyard? Honestly, like dream backyard. Definitely a house for family-oriented Sims. You guys, I almost forgot our bathroom upstairs. That would have been so bad. Real quick for our bathroom, the budget's going to be not 11,000. We have to do something lower. 3,697. Still in the 3,000s. I'm telling you, it loves to be in the 3,000s or the 11,000s. This honestly might be a little low for a bathroom. Since this bathroom's technically for the parents and the teen, I want to put a big mirror so they can kind of like share the bathroom. We can actually use the expensive appliances in here, which I wasn't really expecting, so that's nice. Okay, we are at 3 simoleons, and it'll be our last time using the paw prints today, because now we are done with the entire build. Wow, that was definitely a long one. I'm so happy if you guys stuck all the way through, because honestly, the end result is pretty good. Started off not very strong, but then we started getting really lucky with the budgets, and honestly, I think the house turned out super cute. I would use this in my own gameplay, so I'll definitely be putting it on the gallery if you guys want to use it too. But that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Keep leaving suggestions for me for build challenges or build ideas, because I'm really just pulling them from you guys so I can make content that you guys actually want to watch. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know what your favorite room was. See you all next time. Bye!